Batty killer made a ritual offering as he buried his bank manager employer at the back of his Nonthaburi home. The 20-year-old nephew of the victim, Mr. Prakob Phansawang, was accosted by the killer as he made his way past him with a backpack when he took his leave of the home on Tuesday last and hailed a taxi. The nephew was warned off calling the police with the threat of meeting the same fate. A 32-year-old laborer who murdered his 53-year-old employer last weekend at a residence in the Sinoi district of Nonthaburi made a ritual offering after he buried the body in the back of the man's home. Taspong Suk Pramin strangled Mr. Rotener Wibet Hasad in Det Damrong, a Bangkok manager at its Siloam headquarters, after a dispute developed last Saturday when the construction worker demanded payment of wages but was told he had not performed the contract agreed upon. He was arrested by police in the Din Daeng area of Bangkok on Thursday on foot of an arrest warrant for murder issued by Nonthaburi Provincial Court. 32-year-old Tasapong Suk Pramin after his arrest on Thursday in the Din Daeng area of Bangkok. Inset, seen from Wednesday as police and rescuers at the shallow grave where the body of Bangkok bank manager Rotener Wibet Hasad in Det Damrong was found on Tuesday by his nephew. A deranged killer of a senior Bangkok bank manager at his suburban residence in the Sinoi district of nearby Nonthaburi province was arrested by police in the Din Daeng area of Bangkok on Thursday after officers, through CCTV evidence and witness accounts, identified him as the main suspect and obtained a warrant related the murder of the bank official last weekend. It is understood that the 32-year-old, Mr. Taspong Suk Pramin, had become involved in a violent dispute which erupted with 53-year-old Mr. Rotener Wibet Hasad in Det Damrong on Saturday over the workman's demands to be paid. Laborer employed on a construction project at the property by the bank manager before a dispute broke out on Saturday over the payment of his wages. The younger man was employed as a casual laborer on the property of the bank manager encompassing approximately 200 square meters and including a detached two-story house and also a wooden structure. On Tuesday, the 18th of April, Police Lieutenant Colonel Rung Liam Koksung, an investigator at Sinoi Police Station, received a report of what appeared to be a homicide from the daughter and nephew of the victim. He responded to the incident together with the superintendent of the station, Police Colonel Mason and Nikwin, along with other senior officers and a forensics team. The daughter of the victim, Ms. Kritika Hasat in Det Damrong, made the report after being alerted initially by 20-year-old Mr. Prakob Phansawang, the victim's nephew. He had been sent to his uncle's home by relatives to inquire about his whereabouts and given a key to gain access. Nephew discovered a shallow grave covered with rocks where his uncle had been buried by the laborer with an offering of mangoes and incense sticks. He told of discovering a shallow grave in the back of the property for his uncle with the body lying under rocks and an offering of mangoes and incense sticks at the scene as a ritual offering. He had been drawn by the scattered debris and foul smell emanating from the area. They then used a can to excavate the ground near the grave where he discovered blood and a body bag before the police were called. Mr. Prakob, on further inspection of the property, much of which was covered with a trail of building materials including cement blocks, told police that he encountered an agitated construction worker who rushed past him carrying a backpack as he exited the residence. Warning from the killer as he fled the residence. The stranger warned him if he spoke to the police, he would find himself also in a body bag. "You dare not say anything because you're next in the bag," the killer said to him before departing. Police, when they arrived at the scene, noted the chaotic state with building debris, spades and shovels, and used these to dig up the rocks that had been used to create the makeshift grave. They discovered the body lying dead without clothes and just covered by a t-shirt. The victim was identified as Mr. Rotener Wibet Hasad in Det Damrong, a senior manager at the Bangkok Bank Siloam headquarters in the capital. Finding no wounds, officers ordered the body sent for an autopsy. Police later examined a knife and a blood-stained cord found by Mr. Prakob and the victim's daughter when they arrived earlier. Police found evidence of a dispute between the killer and his employer. Mr. Tasapong told police that it all began on Saturday when he asked to be paid. Police found CCTV footage in the house from Monday night in which the main suspect appeared to curse the victim. It is understood that the suspect was involved in a dispute with the killer over wages after the bank official refused to pay over money, citing a breach of contract by the maintenance contractor who was understood to have been employed to renovate sleeping quarters at the home. Deputy Metropolitan Police Bureau Division 1 Commander, Police Colonel Sakya Saengsaran, told reporters that the argument between the bank official and the contractor occurred on Saturday when Mr. Tasapong demanded his wages. He had murdered the man on Sunday when the quarrel continued and came to a violent and fatal head. He had stayed a further 2 nights at the property before encountering both Mr. Prakob on Tuesday after he discovered the grave and alerted the police. Suspect claims he struck back after being assaulted. He said that he had struck back at Mr. Royaru but who had landed a blow to his back and attacked him with a fan while using the cord on the device to strangle him to death. After his arrest, Mr. Tasapong told police he took 1,000 in cash from the bank manager and his ATM card and hailed a taxi outside the property into Bangkok. Police later obtained an arrest warrant for the suspect wanted for murder from Nonthaburi Provincial Court leading to his detention on Thursday.